More money than God. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving back into a book that pulls back the curtain on one of the most powerful and enigmatic corners of the financial world, hedge funds. This isn't just a story about money. It's a story about a group of brilliant, often rebellious minds who changed the way we think about risk. The book is More Money Than God by Sebastian Mallaby. At its core, this book isn't a history lesson you'd fall asleep in. It's a deep dive into the first principles of hedge funds, what makes them tick, and why do they become so influential. To understand hedge funds, you have to forget what you think you know about traditional investing. Most people think of a mutual fund where you put money in and a manager invests in a big basket of stocks. It's only a long-only strategy, meaning they make money when the market goes up. Hedge funds operate on a completely different premise. The core idea, the first principle, is absolute return. They aren't trying to beat the market, they're trying to make profit. No matter what the market is doing, up, down, or sideways. The hedge in hedge funds comes from the idea of hedging risk, meaning they can short stocks or use complex derivatives to protect their investments. This pursuit of absolute return led to a different kind of investor. The book focuses on pioneers like Alfred Jones, George Soros, and Julian Robertson. These weren't just guys in suits on Wall Street. They were intellectual mavericks. They were people who saw an inefficiency in the market and believed they could find a way to exploit it. Mallaby's book is filled with fascinating stories of these financial rebels. We learn about their daring bets and their innovative strategies. They weren't just playing the game, they were changing the rules. Take Soros, for example. He wasn't just investing, he was a macro trader. He studied global politics and economics to make massive bets on entire countries and currencies. His famous wager against the British pound in 1992, which broke the Bank of England, wasn't just luck. It was the result of deep understanding of macroeconomic principles and a willingness to take a huge calculated risk. Another key first principle is the hedge funds are built on a philosophy of unconstrained freedom. They have the flexibility to invest in anything: stock, bonds, currencies, commodities, you name it. This freedom is what allows them to generate returns when traditional funds are struggling. It also means that they can take on huge amounts of risk, which is why they're often rooted in secrecy and also accessible to a select group of wealthy investors. The title More Money Than God isn't just a catchy phrase. It speaks to enormous power and influence these individuals wielded. Mallaby argues the hedge fund managers become a new kind of elite, intellectually powerful, often politically connected, and capable of moving markets and shaping economies. They were the ones who saw the dot-com bubble coming. They were the ones who foresaw the mortgage crisis in 2008. The book paints a picture of mediocrity, where talent and results are the only things that matter. These individuals rose to the top not through family connections, but through sheer intellectual horsepower and relentless drive to find an edge. Ultimately, More Money Than God is a story about the intersection of human psychology, high finance, and the relentless pursuit of an edge. It's a compelling look at the personalities and principles that built a financial empire and in many ways reshaped the world. And that brings us to our question for you. If you had the intellectual freedom and unlimited resources to invest in anything, what would you choose to understand and invest in to make a massive impact? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.